Wacky Bird, Part 1. In your bag of art materials, you should find some pieces of colored construction paper. You will also need scissors and glue today. You're going to have several small pieces, and then you should have a few large pieces. Find those largest pieces. You should have a couple different colors to choose from, and pick one color that's going to be the body of your Wacky Bird. The next step is to pick 2 pieces of small paper. These colors are going to be the funny hair at the top of the head. I've picked a pink and a blue. Take one of your small papers and fold one of the long edges in about a 1/2 inch. Can you see my crease there? I need to see the crease, so I'm going to hold the crease with one hand, and then with my scissors on the long side, I'm going to cut to the crease and then stop. So I'm going to do some cuts not too close together, all the way into the crease, and then I stop. And this is going to be like the feathers on the head, or maybe like a funny kind of hair. We're going to glue this to the very center of your large piece at the top. Because we have that piece that we folded over, we're going to put some dots of glue on that piece that was not cut, and then line that up with the top center of your large piece and press that down. Take a pencil and roll each of those strands of paper down. I'm rolling it with a pencil. When I let go, it's going to stay curled. So we're going to curl each of those strands. I'm done curling my paper, and now we're going to use the other small piece of paper, and we're going to make another layer of wacky hair. This time we're going to take the paper the vertical way, and I'm going to fold on the small edge. And then I'm going to flip it over and fold up, and flip it over and fold up until I have done an accordion fold across the whole piece of paper. Then we'll take a scissors and cut some strands again, and you can see I'm cutting across the accordion fold, and then I'm going to stop when I get to that last crease. We're going to put some glue along that bottom edge where we did not cut. I'm going to put just a couple of dots. And then we're going to glue it to the top center on the back behind where we have the curls. So again, top, center, I'm going to press it right up against there and make sure that's on really securely. And now we have 2 layers of wacky hair. Find another small piece of paper, find a color that you want to use for the eyes, and trim off about 1 inch of paper. I'm going to fold that in half, so I have 2 layers. I want 2 eyeballs, so I'm going to keep the pieces of paper together, and I'm going to trim the corners off until I get a round shape. It can be an oval, it can be a circle, it doesn't have to be perfect, just something roundish. Because I had my paper layered and together when I cut it, now I have 2 eyes that are the same size and shape. And I'm going to glue them to the center of my base paper, and I'm going to put them right below that pink hair. Look for a color of paper that you want to use for the beak. I found an orange and a yellow, and I think I'll use some yellow. I'm going to cut a long skinny rectangle. So I'm just going to cut off the edge of this large yellow paper, and it's about 1 inch wide, and I need a piece that is probably about 2.5 or 3 inches long. And I'm going to take that rectangle and fold it in half. And I'm going to make sure I have a nice crease, and I want to know where my crease is. It's really important to know which side your crease is on. We're going to keep this paper folded in half, and the crease is going to be on top. And I'm going to cut a triangle. Remember, my crease is on top, so I'll just cut a diagonal line from the center to the corner of the folded paper, and that makes a beak. And the beak can actually open. When we glue it down, we're going to put just a dot of glue on only one of those triangles, and then press it down just below the eyes. Find one of the larger pieces of paper that you want to use for your wings. I've got a blue here, and we're going to fold it in half. And where I can see the crease, I'm going to cut that apart because we're only going to need a half of one of those big pieces. With this piece of paper, we're going to imagine a line that goes diagonally from one corner to the opposite corner. And we're going to cut diagonally, corner to corner. So you should have two large triangles that are about the same size. If your triangles look like a size that's going to be good for your wing, then you don't have to do this next step. But I feel like mine are a little bit big, so I'm just going to trim one side down and maybe do a little trimming on the other side to make my wing just a little bit more narrow. It's still a triangle, and when I did my trimming, I kept the two pieces of paper together so that when I pull them apart, they're a good match. Carefully listen to these next steps. We are not going to glue the whole wing down. Find the small edge of your triangle and fold it about an inch or so up. And we are only going to glue down that small strip right there. And then that way our wing will be free from the body. So with just a little bit of glue, glue down that area that you bent, and make sure you glue it very close to the eyes and the beaks. We want this to be close to the center of your paper. And then do it with the opposite side. And again, just a small amount of glue along that folded edge, the small part of the triangle, and then try and align it so it's even with the other wing, and glue it close to the eyes and towards the center of your paper. Remember, we're not gluing down the whole wing. Your wing should be able to move and fold in like this because we only glued down that little strip of paper that we folded over. We're going to let the glue dry on your Wacky Bird, and then we'll continue working on this next time.